My name is John Wedger. I'm a retired Scotland Yard detective. I spent nearly 25 years investigating crime. I also came to not just national but international prominence for my stance as a whistleblower. I stood up nearly a decade ago and spoke out about the police's deliberate cover-up of child sexual abuse. In doing so, I endured a 4-year campaign of intimidation and bullying in order to silence me for what I knew and what I was speaking out against. But nothing changed me more than my investigations into childhood sexual abuse. It was something that was to just alter the course of my career and my life. I now spend my time campaigning for victims and survivors of abuse. I work alongside what used to be my adversaries, ex-career criminals, and together we've come for a common cause, and that is to expose this underbelly that is childhood sexual abuse and the impact that it has on society. And in doing so, we've got together to come up with the idea of making a documentary, and this is the reason I'm making this appeal for funding, so we can show the world what really is going on. We cannot rely on the media, we cannot rely on the papers, we have to do it ourselves, and there's a story to be told. One of the things that frustrates victims and survivors of childhood sexual abuse more than anything else is a sense of injustice and not being heard. All their lives they've been called liars, they've been put down, they've been bullied. Even the criminal justice system sometimes doesn't support them. For a historical sexual abuse case to succeed in court, they attain a 2% success rate. That's not saying that 98% are liars, not at all. It's just that the burden of proof in this country is so hard. And one of the things that brings about healing more than anything else is having the voice and having a sense of justice. And this is what this documentary is about. Giving the survivors a voice and bringing about healing. We intend to go about the length, the breadth of this country, speaking to survivors of all endured horrific abuse. This is an appeal for funding. I am at present working on a documentary regarding the care system, children's homes, people that have been in care, and the experiences they endured in care and their afterlife, what went on when they left care, how their lives went. The ones I've spoken to so far, most of them went into a world of chaos, dysfunctionality, spending their time bouncing from one institution to the next, corrective institutions, and then into prison, and upon leaving prison, getting again caught up in a spiral of dysfunctionality. This is an appeal for not just for funding so that we can continue making this documentary, but also getting testimonies from others that have endured the same horrors, that have gone through the care homes and then have gone on to live some sort of semblance of normality. We can attribute most of society's ills to childhood trauma, yet nothing is done to prevent this from happening. A sixth of the UK's budget goes on the criminal justice and the penal system. Like I said, 80% recidivism rate, one of the worst reoffending rates in the Western world. When you take Scandinavia, has a 75 to 80% success rate. Something is truly wrong. Behind me stands London. Out there is 10 million people. There is a society out there that is neglecting its children. We are ignoring the sheer essence of what we should be protecting, and that is child protection. We need to be protecting our children. This documentary that we want to put together wants to highlight the sheer underbelly that is going on in this society. We want to highlight how much that society is failing the pure essence of society, and that is the children. In order to do that, we need funding. We need funding for camera equipment. We need funding for staff, for editing, for locations. So this is an appeal for funding. Every penny that is donating will be accountable, and through the media that we are using, there will be perks. So those that donate more will have greater access to some perks, such as their names being mentioned, credits, etc., and access to exclusive footage. So please, if you can afford it, please come forward, donate. The donation site will go up on this footage, and this will be a documentary that will hopefully change the way we look at our society and the way we treat our children. This is a national problem, and it's a national disgrace. And I'm taking it upon myself to expose what is going on. But in order to do so, I need financial backing. With the money, we can get professional editors. We can then visit various parts of the country. There's logistical issues that need catering for. And also, there'll be advertising that will go alongside. So I'm calling out to the individual and also to the corporate entities. Please invest in this one-off documentary. It's quite a unique documentary. And it's coming from a very unique standpoint. Me, as a former Scotland Yard detective who dealt with child abuse, and I'm working alongside those that used to be my adversaries, ex-armed robbers, ex-murderers, ex-men of violence, and we are all coming together for a common purpose, and that is to expose the vileness that is child abuse, to raise public awareness, and to get the government to take this seriously and for it to stop. Please, please donate. God bless.